Hey there, welcome back to smartlinghealthcare.com. This post is about 5 steps to effective leadership rounding. With any change in the workplace, there's going to be resistance to take hold, and there's going to be a need for leadership to help sustain that change. And there's steps that you can take, there's tools out there that you can use to help make that a little bit more effective. Management by result is taking actions on events that have already passed. If I wanted to affect my weight and all I did was take a daily reading of my weight on the scale, I wouldn't be really doing much to affect my weight. But if I counted my calories and I tracked how often I worked out per week, then I'm beginning to track some of those leading measures that are going to really impact that outcome measure of my weight. So, getting down to the meat of it, what we can do to help track some of this stuff is, first and foremost, you can set up a daily management system. Now, I have a post on my website kind of walking you through the different sections of a daily management board. But essentially, this will keep the team focused on key improvement activities that the group is taking, key metrics defined by leadership. You only want to keep it to about 2 or 3, really. And again, you want them to be leading measures, not lagging. So you're going to want to track stuff that's going to be impacting the outcome and not only tracking the outcome itself. And then in addition to that, you can track other stuff like safety, just random innovation practices that the team might have that is important to the group dynamic, and so forth. So keeping kind of a daily conversation around all of that work that all happens within a matter of 10 to 15 minutes at the beginning or at the end of the shift really is a good way to go to help start that ball rolling about sustaining the change. Next, meeting with the executive sponsor around that once you have your daily management system set up, and educating them on what those key metrics are that the group is tracking, why they're important to the group, and what some of those key improvement activities are, to kind of prime them for what's to come in the next few points that I'm going to cover. So you prime them with kind of that key information. You go over some of the key players or stakeholders in the group, and you kind of give them a progress report. And then you schedule a time to round with that executive sponsor, which brings us to the Gemba walk. So you're going to start your Gemba walk at the daily management system board. And you're going to have the executive sponsor touch on some key points that you and he or she have discussed ahead of time. Maybe some successes that you want him to highlight, or some key barriers that are very apparent from the data, to where you can kind of set the tone for the visit. And then you would have him kind of go down a list of key questions. What are the action steps expected to impact the value stream and produce a desired result? What barriers the team's experiencing? A key one is how he or she can really impact or help knock down some barriers for the group and support them. And if there are any other issues or challenges that they might have. And then finally, have the group develop, after the rounds are complete, have the group develop an action plan and a follow-up plan. So identify some, using a nominal brainstorming technique from the group and with the help of the executive sponsor, identifying some key action steps that are going to take place within the next 30 days or 60 days that the group is going to help the group move towards the desired end state. And before the executive sponsor leaves, have an announcement to the group of when they might expect he or she back to the area to do another set of rounds, so that there's a kind of a mental time frame that the group has in their mind of when they might expect to see their executive back in the area asking questions about, how things are going, what barriers they're experiencing, and what are some of the key challenges. So that's the list of things for today's post. 5 things that are going to help create success in leading change management. And drop me a line. I want to hear from you. I want to hear comments and questions if you have any. And in the meantime, cheers to your lean success.